This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty and Mary Jane. Only on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Yo, hey yo, we come a long way and we just begun. Come on, lift up your heads to the rising sun and just sing it out loud. I am a Bahamian. Come on, sing it out loud. I am a Bahamian. From Bahamas to an Grand Islands in between. If you know you in love with the sign and chin, come on, sing it out loud. I am a Bahamian. Come on, sing it out loud. I am a Bahamian. I am a Bahamian citizen, 242 resident, native son of the 8 Mile Rock settlement, highly intelligent, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce Papa Smurf in the element. Bahamian accent, smooth and so elegant. Use it in a rap song and make it sound eloquent. Any place other than this is irrelevant. Tropical paradise, beauty is evident. This goes out to the Bahamian government, leaders of the country, members of parliament. Each and every settlement needs some development. If you ain't encouraged, then this is encouragement. We are in a country that's healthy and prominent. Visitors visit and they leave with astonishment, only to return again. I am very confident. I am sure as I is a Bahamian. Hey, yo, we come a long way and we just begun. Come on, lift up your heads to the rising sun and just sing it out loud. I am a Bahamian. Come on, sing it out loud. I am a Bahamian. From Bahamas to an Grand Islands in between. If you know you in love with the sign and chin, come on, sing it out loud. I am a Bahamian. Come on, sing it out loud. Yeah, I am a Bahamian. Welcome to Freeport, home of the element, where everybody's one, but we live in different settlements. Within these different settlements, we have different residents. If you just tune in, then go ahead and get settled in. People get homesick. Freeport is their medicine.
You got it locked and loaded to the Tuesday, December 2nd edition of Talking Heads. Your boy Naughty
and MJ
in your company right up until 6 p.m. This is Talking Heads. And we got a locked and loaded, fully loaded edition for you today because we got a lot to talk about. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to open up the lines. And if you want to chime in and be part of the conversation and be a talking head, here's how.
Here's how you can become a talking head. Brought to you by BTC.
Text lines powered by BTC. 422-GR96. That's 422-4796. Phone lines open in New Providence. 323-6232. 325-4259, 325-4316. Toll free in any one of the family items, 242-300-5720, 242-300-5720. Stream us live, take us wherever you want to go, GuardianTalkRadio.com. That's GuardianTalkRadio.com. Cable channel 969, BTC Flow channel 612. That's how you get it in. That's how you get it on for fresh news, smart talk all day, right here on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. All right, beautiful. It's time to do what we got to do.
I hear you.
Let's go. Wonder Twin powers, activate.
You're so weird.
Boom.
You're so weird.
We got lots to talk about, though, man. Like, where do we start? First and foremost.
Can we talk about the Christmas tree starting? Because I got a glimpse of it last night.
As long as I can make a clarification on it. No, never mind.
It's better than it's been in years past. I'd give that tree a solid 7. We got to see it last night. It looks like it was a lot of fun. Looks like a lot of people had fun.
If you say it's a 7,
yeah,
I'll say it's a 7.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know.
I mean, we've seen some negative ones over the years, but that one last night. Personally, I like a little bit of red in my tree at least, because to me that just feels more festive. But
I don't know what
I thought
the fixation.
The tree was okay. It's cute. Give it a 7.
I don't know the
maybe 7.5 for the lights.
Okay. I think the fixation with the balls has gotten enough over the last 3 to 5 years. You know, we got small balls, big balls, you know, and mid-range balls, and it's too many.
I'm looking at it to see what the Christmas balls look like.
We need less balls, and I'm thinking more. Somebody should impress me like next year and do like a giant popcorn strand around the tree.
You want the rats on Bay Street to eat the tree down?
No, obviously they can be plastic decorative, man, and we don't have rats in
Just
Bay
tell
Street.
them
They
that.
all in PMH. It's winter. That's where they hibernate for the winter.
You need a knock in your head. You need a knock in your head. Another one.
So
Oh boy.
We have no problem here, Houston. We can.
Why
we can
did I
put
mention that?
We can put up some popcorn and some
Yeah, but no,
streamers.
the trees. It is cute. It's cute. You know.
Listen,
7, 6.
my love, if you say the tree is a
0.5,
7,
yeah.
it's a 7.
Yeah.
What I say at home. You love our tree. It's a beautiful tree. You happy with the tree? Then I am.
It has
happy
a lot
with
of
the tree.
decorations. We've seen some bad ones over the years, so that one was pretty okay. So that's nice.
Okay, text up.
We got a text already.
Yeah, listen, I want to tell you something. Before you go off on a tangent telling me about music and music selection, I want to let you know something. In a galaxy long, long ago, far, far away, me and DJ Fines, Bahamian Mix X6, I broke more Bahamian artists than you will ever know. Okay? So in the words of The Rock, know your role, shut your mouth, Google it, do some research.
Why?
Okay?
What did the texter say?
The sarcasm. Bahamian listeners deserve an explanation instead of Jamaican dancehall music. And I've been playing it for weeks.
It's not going to only be Bahamian music, although I
But
prefer
now-
Bahamian music.
Draw up Bushman for me, please. I want Bushman to the break. You see what I just did there? Again.
You're so stubborn.
No.
But I know our listeners do
'Cause it's-
love the
'cause
Bahamian.
I find that highly insulting because anybody who know they thought about radio in this country know that I have broken it. Me, reality, that was the major two right there.
I broke some Bahamian music.
And then
just
you
say
came,
it.
yes,
Just
and
say
then
it.
you came
Just
on
say it.
and you found Bahamian traditional and outside. All of
We
us would be like,
all
who that
did.
is?
We all did.
We did in our own way. So please,
We'll balance the texter. Thank you so much.
but don't freak yourself out now.
Yeah,
and,
no
and
freaking
go
out.
there.
It's not a freaky
Let's see what
Friday.
the future brings. Bust what the future brings right there, Mr. Producer. Let them know. Boom. Let them know.
I do like that other song that we opened the show with, though. That's Papa Smurf, right?
And right, I guess you confused when I play MDs, and because MDs was reggae genre, I guess that you don't even know. Why don't Google that? The late
Bahamians
MDs, my D-O-double-G.
Bahamians have done well in different genres of music.
Correct.
We even have a lot doing Rake and Scrape that used to do rap and stuff like that. And I love it all. The creativity is always there. Speaking of listeners, though, I do have to send a big shout out to Kelly Lockhart. Met her earlier today. She's a big fan of the show. She says she listens every day, and it was a pleasure to meet her. So shout out to
Indeed.
Kelly Lockhart, who always listens to the show. Can't forget also Jimmy from 700 Wines and Spirits.
There you go.
I understand Jimmy's also a listener every day. So hi to you, Jimmy. Hope you're having
Big Spurs fan
a
and
big
Rams fan.
Spurs fan, little backup. So I hope you have a great day, Jimmy.
And then to those folks in the bank today who sent message as well, it was an elderly gentleman. He wrote him and he said, "You naughty?" And I was like, "Do I owe you money?" And he was like, "No." I say, "Well, I'm naughty." He's like, "No, I listen to you and MJ every day. Listen, I don't want to be disrespectful when I say this, but I love your wife." And I was like, "You don't love her more than me, but I
wow.
get it. I listen every day and I enjoy it." So
So
props
shout out to that gentleman.
Yes,
and,
indeed.
And everyone else in the bank that
Yeah, man,
you know,
that
say that
sent the
they're
props. So,
they're
yeah,
regular
man.
listeners.
Glad-
We do appreciate it.
Glad you got it locked. Glad you got it loaded. And like I said, we got plenty to talk about. But Texter, I appreciate your sarcasm as a comedian. I enjoyed that. That's why I gave it back to you double dose. Basically, what I'm telling you is I done been playing BM. If I didn't play any, I would take that. But where's the salt? There you go. All right. Let's keep it moving. Big part of the conversation today will be the headlines.
For headliners, everything that's making headlines in the 242. Brought to you by the Fine Threads.
Voter register. And here's the headlines. All brought to you, of course, by Fine Threads, like it said. But it's for today, December 2nd. And here we go. Voter register needs to be updated. DPM urges Bahamians who move to register new addresses.
Yeah, the conversation around the voter. Okay.
Now,
The voters registration, how up to date it is, whether it needs to be further updated, because you have a very similar headline in the Tribune that says 2,500 voters are missing, and that's according to our Attorney General, Ryan Pinder.
why they always sound mystical about with these missions, man?
Well, everyone's commenting on it now, in light of the
Yeah,
by-election, the very low voter turnout. Apparently
Why
we
they-
have some
why they gotta
some
stick-
voters missing. I mean, they definitely were missing from the polls
But what
last
happened,
week.
what happened to the OPM? What happened to the PM statement? What happened to the OPM popping up like they always do with an instant statement all over social media?
They're definitely missing. Well, we did get something from the parliamentary commissioner, and I don't think he shares the same view as Mr. Attorney General as well as the Deputy Prime Minister. But I'm trying to figure out what is happening now. 2,500 voters missing. We're gonna need some more.
What you mean, like missing?
Well, first of all, the
Are
voter
they
turnout was
moved? Are
very
they
low.
moved? Of course.
Right.
And I don't care what nobody say. You could a win is a win is a win me all you want. I'll tell you this. Those numbers got people feeling the ground below them, softening and getting
But
shaky.
those numbers change if, in fact, 2,500
Correct.
registered voters are no longer a part of that constituency. Those numbers
And what
change.
constituency have they
Voter-
become? We need to know.
Voter turnout numbers then change. The margin of victory and the points,
And if
all of that
2,500
changes.
moved out, how
We-
many new people moved in?
We don't have the data right now, and that's something that, we're so close to the next general elections that
And that's a
I
red
don't see
flag
this
for
being
Bahamians.
resolved. I don't see this being resolved before then. But yeah, perhaps we do need to have some updating of our voter registry. But of course, that comes down to, what the parliamentary commissioner ultimately decides and what his office is able to do. So yeah, this is an interesting. This is an interesting narrative that's coming out at this particular point. Because if you're having this problem in Golden Isles, then I would think that you would then have to multiply it across the archipelago. Is everyone still living where they were living once upon a time? And then what does that mean? What does that mean for our final results? Where are we at in terms of eligible voters registering, number of registered voters? So many questions. And I don't think we're going to get the answers anytime soon. So this is going to be an interesting conversation to watch, like I said.
Okay, now, my thing is this. The constant talk is now leading to conspiracy theories. And I don't want people to get caught up on conspiracy theories because at the end of the day,
I really hate conspiracy theories.
we got enough misspokes and misspeaks and misspeakings from this current administration. And then we got a whole nation of political trolls that just disseminate anything they want to without one fact check in the world. But I will say we have to keep an eye on it. Obviously, we have a upcoming general election, and I think a lot of these questions need to be answered or people put at ease before the election because conspiracy theories going into an election doesn't make for a good election, So at the end of the day, we need to have people at least focused, balanced, and in a good headspace to go do what they need to do. Whoever they choose to vote for, that what works for you, that's fine. But we don't need to process, ahead of time having people going in, and let it work its process the way it should work. But make sure that the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed, and all security ramifications and measures and protocols are fully in place. And and those folks who've actually moved, I agree with Mr. Cooper on this point. You should register so we know where the heck you ended up.
But unless Golden Isles saw a population decline overall, then you could kind of assume that other persons moved in. So then did they not register? And like I said, it would spread across the whole archipelago, particularly New Providence, if that's what's happening. They're saying people are moving around and nobody is updating their registry. Now, I would advise everyone to do that because we do want to get some numbers out of the next general election that are as close to accurate as we can get. I know that, and this can't really help. It could give us some ideas about certain things, but this won't solve the problem. I know the last census was in 2022, and we did get some numbers out of that. That won't help us necessarily in this situation because, like I said, it's nuanced, but yeah, if something is happening, then it would be better to know because you do want to try and get the resources distributed as evenly as possible.
All right, let's get this call in. Talking Heads. Talking Heads.
Yes, how you doing? Alan here.
Hey, C. Allen.
Hey, what's happening, Seattle?
I got a conspiracy.
No, I hate
Oh,
conspiracies.
another one?
I hate conspiracies.
There's some 5-year celebrities that want to keep us in the past.
So what does that mean? What does that mean?
They deny the use of technology and data. See, so what happens is all the answers we need is right there in the parliamentary office and in the census department.
But
Okay,
is it
so
up to date?
what-
Is it up to date, accurate information?
No, what it does is this. Here's what happens, right? This is something, if you go back to the radio and shows, this happened in 2021 when everybody was trying to figure out, they was having the arguments concerning, this discouraged workers and everything. I said, we're having a debate on whose ignorance is superior to the other. Let's just get the data and look at it. And so you look at the voters roll. So what happens is 2023 gives us an opportunity. Then came the census data in 2022 also.
Right. Mhm.
All of these information went overlaid upon them. Like, let's say the census data that went around and told you how many people was in every house, tell you where every house was.
Right.
They have the GIS study. When you begin to use it all of the data, we can solve this problem in a matter of weeks.
I
And then you
agree. I agree.
Right. Then we begin to verify the individual. So what happens is, during COVID, people lost their houses, they lost their apartment.
Yeah.
Can't see it. We made a permanent thing. So when I move to another area, I don't change my registration. So in the same time, new people who move into the areas actually are adding registration. Now, here's my conspiracy theory. If you release the data, like let's say you release immigration data, immigration data, passport data, voters registration data, and these things, you begin to get to see that here's the amount of people who register for the first time, and they are popped up here, they popped up there, whatever, because data doesn't lie. So the problem is, to solve the problem, you can't ask for part of the data. The data reveals everything. And so when you start having these other conspiracy theories that could be authenticated or denied. Now, if I believe that data is going to prove that there's no craziness happening in the passport office, there's no craziness happening in immigration, all these other different things, this data would end all of those conversations, because you would say, these people, these 2,000 people is always on the road. Not the fact that we just got 2,000 people in the last 3 years. And that's where I say my conspiracy lies. My conspiracy lies something in the data that nobody wants us to see. Other than that, it's so easy just to make it available.
I got you. But, I often say that we sometimes attribute to malice what could easily be attributed to incompetence. Is it a matter of resources, not having the resources to keep up to date with this?
Not resources, because people like me and others, let me just give you one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know, like, everybody in the Bahamas has been trying to clear their customs, right? I am on about 8 different AI platforms. Let me give you an example.
That's a lot.
I want anyone who has a whole bunch of things coming in on any one of the platforms, whether it be Google, ChatGPT, Claude, Meta, Gemini.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
No, I'm simply saying this. This is what I want you to do. Take all of your receipts and take a picture or scan them and upload it to them and tell it, do your customs data. I'm still working, I'm trying to dirty up all of them with our information, and I'll bet you within 95% accuracy, except for the handling charge, it'll calculate your customs data for you.
Wow.
Interesting
This is
stuff.
what I do, right? And I'm simply saying is that we are such a small subset. I could be blindfolded, one hand and 1 foot tied behind my back, and tell somebody how to do this to solve this problem.
I agree with you that artificial intelligence definitely could be used to speed up the process in this instance.
No, but we can use even natural intelligence to solve this problem. It's so small.
Yeah, that's what we've been using all along.
Good stuff,
So-
Seattle.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, man.
Seattle.
Appreciate you. But
Yeah, that's interesting. So maybe we'll get more information about how they intend to solve, because just saying 2,500 voters are missing, that's an open-ended statement.
And AG is known for some vague statements in his time.
We're going to need a little bit more
Broad.
information.
And then I look over and then here we go. Voter register needs to be updated. Well, I agree, Mr. Cooper, that does need to be updated. All right? But at the end of the day, we also need to figure out expeditiously where those, folks have moved or if they passed on, and what exactly happened to them. Where are they? 2,500 is a lot of votes.
It is. And other headlines in today's Guardian. We had this conversation with Mistress Wilson yesterday.
Mrs. Wilson or Mistress or Belinda.
Union will decide way forward. So Bahamas Union of Teachers President Belinda Wilson yesterday said that she does not understand Prime Minister Davis's disappointment with the union after the union announced that it is considering a strike vote due to dissatisfaction with recent long-awaited salary increases. So that's happening. And then we have a sad story here. Unable to speak or eat, crash victim turns to public for help for urgent jaw surgery. So we have
And I'm going to talk about
a young woman, Shamia Griffin, who's unable to speak. She's unable to eat or drink after a car accident left her with a broken mandible.
Some we're going to address too, the lights on Tanique Williams Darling Highway, because the one thing in common with that young lady's tragic situation, we had James Milky Lambert, and condolences to the Lambert family. He passed away coming off Tanique Williams Darling Highway. The young Marine that just perished yesterday, and condolences and prayers to his family and to his squad mates on the same thing. And there are no lights.
On the same highway. It is dark. We were out there. I don't know if the light contributed to these crashes. We don't know, but we do know that there is an issue with the lights on that highway. And I don't
in
know,
other areas,
the poles are there, the lights are there, but they're not turned on. So what's happening with that?
And remember when we were coming up the other night on the highway,
It was
on the
very
airport
dark.
road, lights flickering, and some banks for like 20 or 30 lights in a row, no lights.
And while we're on the subject of lights, I know that you guys have put the lights on downtown for Junkanoo.
Correct.
But there's one light there that's problematic. The location.
Right after the old Moscow building on Bay Street, which
Yeah.
used to be the head Moscow office, the yellow and white building, with that open lot there right next to Moscow's, they have lights, obviously, to take care of their yard, but one is directly into traffic. So you're coming from 200 yards up, and it's glaring straight in your face.
Yeah, it's
Nothing you can do.
really, really bright.
High beam, bright white
It is
light.
really bright, so maybe you want to look into that. I don't know. I thought that light went up for Junkanoo. That didn't go up as a part of the other
That's been
Junkanoo?
up. No, that's been up for a while.
Okay, well, that light is extremely bright, and it could be problematic. I don't know if they could just dim it just a little bit, and that probably would help the situation. We got a caller on the line, Talking Heads.
Hey, good afternoon, MJ and Naughty.
Hey, good
What's going
afternoon.
on, Diva?
How y'all doing? Naughty, I'm going to keep harping it because other developed countries, they do it. We are the only idiots in the Bahamas who always trying to run to the Constitution, and many of us don't even know the Constitution. We talk about what is unconstitutional from what isn't. Do you know in a developed country like the United States of America right now, you have to, a lot of states have it mandatory where you must notify certain agencies when you move?
Yes, that
You
is
know that?
true. Yep, that
You
is
have to.
true.
I mean, the IRS, for example,
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
to notify. You
Yeah.
have the postal services. You have to notify them for important mails. All over the world, these best practices are being used. But this banana republic is people are stating that it's unconstitutional.
And so
That's what they say.
who
If
said
we
that?
can fix this voter registration list in a matter of 2 months, if we make it mandatory, guess what the purpose, You don't have if you could vote if you decide to vote or not, it don't make a difference.
Right.
But we should know where you reside.
Yeah, and you know what? The banks do it all the time. They often, from time to time, I get emails from the bank saying, okay, we just want to ensure
Update your
that
address
you're still at
and
this
all your
address,
info.
so forth and so on. So it's something that could definitely be done,
All right, we got to get to the break now, Mr. Producer. All right, we get to the break, but on the flip side of the break, boy, we got to talk. Yes, indeed. I always thought he was Canadian.
Did he really?
End quote.
Oh, boy.
Deputy Prime Minister Cooper questions Rick Spock's nationality.
Why are we doing this?
And why they keep sending my good brethren, Mr. Cooper, did it look like that, man? Come on, man.
Thought he was Canadian.
Boy, I thought I only had to talk to my good brethren, Mario Boleg, but now I got to talk to my good brethren, Chester Cooper, on the next side of the break.
This is the beginning of some sort of quasi-birther moment.
Yeah.
This is not good. All right. We'll talk about that and a whole lot more. You're listening to Talking Heads on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM with Naughty and MJ. We'll be right back.
Bushman, take me to the break.
Gold they stole away. How many life them slay? Now them work just lock them in them space. Why are you?
Tis the season to crunch and be merry with KFC's festive feast. gather around the table, the laughter, and the people you love most with KFC flavor that makes every moment brighter. So whether you're here for original memes or spicy moments, gather round for the memories that truly matter. Share 8 juicy pieces of your favorite KFC chicken with 4 buttery biscuits and make it extra festive with your favorite sides. Make moments full of flavor, not dish duty. KFC, it's finger licking good.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances. So come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
Ooh, it's closer. If you set people's seats on edge every time you step on the brakes, it's time you visit Muffler World on Mackey Street. They can take your brake rotors off, and if there's anything left, machine them shiny. Then their technicians will install new pads, and before you know it, you'll be able to stop without people calling social service on you. I know they're trying to hit my car. Children in the car. Muffler World can replace the whole package, including hoses, master cylinders, and more. For first-class brake work, stop by Muffler World on Mackey Street. Open Saturdays 8 till noon.
Craving something bold, fresh, and unforgettable? Tropical Gyros is your flavor-packed escape, a Carib-Greek fusion born right here in Nassau. From juicy grilled salmon, chicken, and pork gyros to loaded bowls, fresh salads, wings, and more. There's something for every craving. Find Tropical Gyros at any of their locations, JFK Plaza, Rosetta Street, Port Lucaya Freeport, or their franchise spots on Prince Charles Drive, Soldier Road West, Delaport, and Carmichael Road. Tropical Gyros, not just good food, it's an experience.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM.
Lord have mercy. Whoa, whoa, well. People na fire, pana we got Babylon and the free talk coulda never get me down. And though they try to use me and abuse me, I leave them with the frown. Me bona fire, pana we got Babylon and the free talk coulda never get me down. And though they try to use me and abuse me, I leave them with the frown. The work goes for so long on them plantation, and me never get paid.
We're back at you on the Tuesday, December 2nd edition of Talking Heads. Your boy Naughty along with MJ right up into in your company right up until 6 p.m. Let me get some text out of the way, and then we'll get into we got to talk. All right, here we go. This one actually says, MJ, I have a conspiracy. What if this is a simulation and we constantly repeat the same game every 5 years like ping pong, yellow to red? And we are actually slaves, and the elite feed off of our fears, failures, and demise.
Didn't Elon say we're in a simulation? I mean, as a hypothesis, that
Elon is a simulation himself.
That has gotten a lot of attention in the past couple of years as a actual, theory that could be plausible. But I have no idea if we're living in a simulation. If we are, it does look like we are in a loop. That's for sure.
Good afternoon, Naughty and MJ. What if those voters bust in were a bunch of imposters with fraudulent documents especially created to vote for the PLP? Also, if a landlord moves and rents to thousands of foreigners and those foreigners somehow get voters' cards and decide to vote for that constituency?
See why I don't like y'all going off on conspiracy theories. I mean, it could keep the brain going. It's great for the imagination, but we have to deal with actual facts on the ground right now. And the thing that helps solve this problem is more data, more information. That'll help. So we don't have to be
to that information.
So we don't have to come up with wild conspiracies.
Good afternoon, Naughty and MJ. Speaking of lights, drive on Cowpen Road at night in the area of Spiking Yard and Graveyard Road. All right, I know what you mean.
But y'all had
Spiking Yard Road,
y'all was
no
getting all them goodies for the by-election, and y'all couldn't get some lights in Spiking Yard Road. Really?
Pickstock can't give you no lights?
Y'all was supposed to put that on the top of the list.
And somebody out there and go to
top of the list.
Send me some pictures of the continued work today. I mean, it's been a week since the thing. I mean, any more wakes going on? Any more roads paving?
I hope that the lights there at Spiking Yard.
Send a picture.
Road is fixed soon because no lights are very dangerous in some areas.
Who in the New Day government was responsible for ensuring that Rick Fox was a Bahamian before making him an ambassador? Jokey leaders.
All right.
We're gonna get to that in a second.
Okay.
And a couple others. Naughty, what Chester said last night made sense, but I know for sure Mitchell is looking at him like crossface, like.
Like what? What did he say?
Fox needs to give up his ambassadorship.
Who said that?
He said Chester was right with what he said. What did he say?
Yeah, Texas back.
Texas back specifically. What was he right with?
See anything that he said about
that Rick? He thought Rick was Canadian. Well, that ain't right. And we'll get to that in a second.
That actually isn't correct. I mean, yes, he could have thought that.
Yeah.
That is correct. That, because I don't know what he's thinking.
But I should, as the Minister of Tourism, do a little Google search and see what's going on. You've got one of your walking global ambassadors right there.
As the acting prime minister, speaking about a citizen of the country that also holds an ambassadorship.
And has Chester not been acting prime minister more than Brave has been here? Because I mean, Brave traveling.
I understand the prime minister was in London yesterday, so at the point
by request of His Royal Majesty.
Don't talk about the Windsors. I'm so tired of them. But the fact is that yesterday when he made those statements, he may have in fact been standing in for the prime minister, which means that those comments come with the authority of the office of the prime minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I mean, sure, Chester Cooper, just a guy on the street, could kind of pontificate about it. That's fine. Chester Cooper, deputy leader of the PLP, maybe could get away with those statements. But when you're sitting in the capacity of, acting prime minister and you're speaking on a citizen who's not just, let's be clear now, he's not just a regular citizen. He's an ambassador. And he's one of the more famous Bahamians. Doesn't make him more special, but it does mean that he brings a particular set of eyes to the country. He also kind of has accomplished certain things, which means that he's a Bahamian that a lot of younger Bahamians also look up to. And Mr. Cooper questioning his nationality, kind of going on a quasi-birther movement against Mr. Fox because he's expressed some political interest. I find that to be very disheartening, and I'm very disappointed that Chester Cooper, Deputy Prime Minister, Chester Cooper, Acting Prime Minister, would make such a flippant statement about Mr. Fox, who I'm sure he should be aware of. I mean, the man is on, not only is he well-known around the globe, but he's also well-known here at home. He said some things in the newspaper recently that should have kind of acquainted Mr. Cooper with him more. He does sit as an ambassador for this country. And on top of that, just to say it the flippant way he is, it introduced a particular narrative that caters to the base of the party that apparently seems to be opposed to Mr. Fox entering frontline politics now. And I think when you do things like that, when you cater to the base, just for the sake of catering to the base, you question someone's nationality, this is othering Rick Fox. This is saying, yeah, okay, he might be one of us, but is he really one of us? I thought he was Canadian. We should never aim to do that.
And the man clearly sat here on this show and said,
so let's assume Mr. Cooper didn't hear him.
I've been a Bahamian all my life. I'm Bahamian. That's the only passport I've ever had is a Bahamian one.
Let's assume he didn't hear that interview. But when you have high-profile Bahamians like this, would you make such a callous comment about Aisha Bowe? Would you make a callous comment about Jazz Chisholm? Would you make a callous comment about Buddy Hield? I just think that Mark Knowles, some of these persons are considered heroes in our community. And I think you could disagree with him politically. I have no idea what Rick Fox is going to say on politics, and maybe I'll disagree with him vehemently as well. But there's a bigger picture here, which is that countries don't often seek to tear, especially a country like ours, right, where we don't have a lot of high-profile, necessarily international famous Bahamians. You shouldn't seek to tear them down just for the sake of political expediency. What he did was akin to the birther movement that we saw pop up in the United States surrounding their former president, Obama, where everybody starts questioning his nationality. Mr. Cooper should know that Rick Fox is a Bahamian under the same laws and under the same constitution that made Mr. Cooper a Bahamian. Both were born before 1973. Both were citizens of the UK colony at the time of their birth. So the same way that you're a Bahamian, because your dad was a Bahamian, is the same way Rick Fox is a Bahamian, because his dad is a Bahamian. And I just think that, we should do better in tearing down our heroes, like I said, just for the sake of political expediency. And I'm disappointed Mr. Cooper went there.
Let me get these 2 calls in, and then I got something to address on this issue. Talking Heads.
Good day, Lady MJ.
Hi.
And Mr. Naughty.
Talking Class. What's going on, Dennis?
Hey.
Man, y'all just don't let Chester the Reflector run your hot. Him and Saduru from Fox Hill.
No, we're not hot. We just expect more from our leaders. There should be a separation between government and political parties, and right now I see no separation.
None.
Yeah, but they don't. Them two, they don't really care about what they say about Bahamians, real Bahamians, and and those. But what I have to say is this: these persons who they have here with these passports and all the rest of that, they got them for a matter of convenience, for social and health and economic benefits. Have you all ever seen a bunch of Chinese going to the voters poll, or Russians and all the rest of them? Because some of them get some convenient passports and things too.
Oh, I don't know about that. The only thing I know about the Chinese is the incident that was in the news.
You just got to keep an eye on all.
And that was in passports. I think
non-Bahamians.
I think that's work permits.
That have those kind of paperwork.
See, other than those from the island in the south, they use that to go back and forth, and they're here for the benefits. But these other nationalities who spend them big money to get them passports, Bahamian passports, you don't see them get involved with our voting systems, and they just be moving around the place, and plenty times they don't even be in this country, So we have to understand what it is. What did it say back in the 80s? Brian Ross them and the news in the States when it was during the Penland era. Country for sale? That's what they meant these days. All kind of things was for sale around here.
Well, that's a different story for another show, man. Good stuff, Dennis. I got to get to these other calls, but good points. Talking Heads. Talking Heads.
Hi, caller.
Talking Heads.
Talking Heads.
Talking Heads. I hope you're doing well.
We are. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. Now, I heard you talking about this particular
Mr. Thompson,
ambassador at large.
Sure.
The point is, if that particular personality has taken out citizenship in another country anytime after July the 9th, 1973, that person does not qualify to be a Bahamian citizen.
So let me ask you this question, Mr. Thompson, because I know in this case that, Rick has told us personally that he's never taken any other citizenship from anywhere.
He has said that for the record.
He's claimed Bahamian citizenship his entire life.
No, listen to me carefully now. I'm not going to go by what he says. We have to have proof of what the standing is with this particular personality.
Then we should have standing. Wouldn't you say that then non-Bahamians shouldn't be ambassadors either? Don't we have a Mr. Judy in Dubai somewhere, and we had an acting CCA executive as a fill-in ambassador?
I mean, that
screams in the face of your point.
I just want to say this. There's a lot of speculation happening, right? And it's perfectly fine for you to speculate, for me to speculate, for others to speculate. But when you have the deputy prime minister speculating in this way, I think it's very irresponsible. I think it gives birth to. I think it gives birth to people othering him. Go ahead.
The prime minister. There's no such thing as no deputy prime minister.
There is not in the Constitution. Yes, sure. Go ahead.
Okay?
Go ahead.
The point is, whether he's acting as prime minister, I'm not interested in that. He ought to know. You have Articles 11 and 12 of the Constitution which speak plainly to the fact that the Bahamas does not support duality of citizenship.
So he says he doesn't know. That is what the Deputy Prime Minister says he does not know.
Yeah, but that's being stupid.
Well, I wouldn't call him stupid, but thank you.
Yeah, but we ought to
go ahead. Yeah, no, I agree with you.
You ain't sure whether the person has taken out nationality in another country?
Mm-hmm.
And is this particular personality ordinarily resident in the Bahamas?
He is.
When?
He's maintained property here his entire life.
No, but he's been here for a while. We did an interview with Mr. Fox a couple of weeks back.
Is he ordinarily
Yes, Mr. Thompson. Yes, he is.
Bahamas, or
he is.
abroad?
No,
Yes.
he lives in the Bahamas.
When you own residences and you spend time
but
here
he
throughout
lives-
the year,
he
he lives here.
here. He
and he's
does.
been here for the last 4 years.
He
straight
lives
through.
here.
And we also have to know about the particular personality, whether the individual has taken out citizenship in another country.
Well,
Sure.
that's fine, and that's easily verifiable because obviously you just need to do a search or have relative authorities do a search. He's claimed that he has never had any other citizenship except for Bahamian.
He has a Bahamian passport.
So I mean,
So that's where we stand with that.
now you want to ask how many other people got passports? Because I know
The point is,
I know Mr. Pinder had to relinquish his American passport back in the
point
day, and
is-
I hear another one still holding on to their American passport.
the point is to subject people to even this willy-nilly kind of wondering and the speculation and the conspiracy theories and in some cases the outright lies about their citizenship. I don't think it's necessary. If Mr. Cooper didn't know, I would have advised. I mean, just because of the fact that he is DPM and filling in acting prime minister, and this man happens to be an ambassador for the country, and this man happens to be very well known internationally, it would have been perfectly fine for him to not comment on someone's citizenship. Because I don't want, as a Bahamian, I don't want people, especially someone in such a high office, just commenting on my citizenship if they're not aware of what it is and kind of introducing, well, maybe he didn't introduce it because it's been floating around there, this concept that maybe he's not one of us.
Good afternoon, Naughty and MJ. I guess you know who this text is coming from. And
Hi.
obviously we'll see him. We'll see you Friday at 4.
Go ahead.
My first passport at the age of 5 was a Bahamian passport. I took my passport photos at Photo World in Palmdale. I've been home the last 4 years. I have taken out no other citizenship. I got Canadian citizenship from my mother at birth.
Okay.
But I am a Bahamian. How many other Bahamian Americans, Bahamian Canadians, Bahamian Haitians, Bahamian Spaniards, Bahamian Germans, Bahamian Frenchmen, Bahamian Australians, Bahamian South Africans, Bahamian Australians?
That list is long. Is that all of
How
them?
many?
And
how many Bahamian, Cubans, Colombians, Nicaraguans, Dominicans as well?
I think I know who
Wepa!
that. I think that I know who that is, and we do look forward.
What
to seeing
percentage
you.
of the country is dual citizenship, and how many Bahamians took themselves to the U.S. to have their babies?
We have former dual citizens.
See you Friday.
We have former dual citizens sitting in the cabinet of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. But, the argument isn't really focused on that. The point of the matter is, I think that our politicians, even when they're getting political, even when they're in the fray, should exercise some level of discretion when speaking on citizens of this country and speculating as to whether they're one of us or not. You don't know. You're going to introduce that invective into the political narrative already surrounding Mr. Fox. And like I said, we need to stop this. I totally get, if you want to go after his politics, if you don't agree with some of the things he says, if he puts his positions on paper and you say, okay, this doesn't make any sense, Rick, you fool, you talking fool, all that stuff, you can do that. But this aspect of, okay, he's not one. Is he really one of us? Like, isn't he Canadian? And saying it so flippantly. I just think that's a bit irresponsible, and I expected better from the Deputy Prime Minister.
Call us. I want you to hang tight or call us back at 5 o'clock.
The lines are full. What time
All right,
are we at?
I tell you what.
Close.
Let's take these calls
Let's
now.
run through it.
And then in the 5 o'clock, right after the news, I am going to break it down for you all. Why, if you didn't know better, Rick Fox is like the Bahamian dream. He's lived like a dream life. And I can understand you hating and getting your feelings, but he's global through hard work. And I'm going to break it down every step so you can actually get in your head.
They act like he didn't grow
how
up here.
Bahamian this brother really is.
This is crazy.
And like I say, and like MJ say, if he turn up here Friday and he, throw me something politically that I don't agree with, I'm good enough friends with him to say I don't agree. I might have to put some Mamba mentality, you know what I mean? And but it is what it is.
And I think you could do it. I think you could attack his politics. I think that's fair game.
But don't attack the person.
I just think that all of a sudden, attacking his perceived citizenship, whether he's one of us or not. I think that's
And I remember
that's not fair game, particularly coming from an institution, because at that moment, Mr. Cooper represented an institution when he made that comment.
And I can remember 2000, 2001, 2002, boy, when a certain number 17 in purple and gold was winning championship. He's a Bahamian! Let's go to the phone line.
Let's go to the phone line. Talking Heads.
Hello?
Hi,
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing a better half, Naughty. How y'all doing?
Oi.
Boy, look here, I like you. I don't know you, no Diddy, but I like that. I like that.
That's a flip. Hi.
Listen. This my problem, right? You know, if the deputy prime minister wanna put his political coat on and start questioning person's nationality, why you don't take some time and question the amount of nationalities which would pass out in the past 4.5 years?
We still don't have those numbers.
And not only that, not only that, right? Like Naughty said, a couple of years ago, if somebody said Rick Fox wasn't a Bahamian,
You'd
I
fight
think
them.
the Bahamas was going to jump up and go get them.
You would fight them. Yeah, we was going to CYC them all over the internet.
That posse was going
all over the internet. Yeah.
But listen, our Attorney General right now, right? The question, the jury is still out on his citizenship. Why we don't let's talk about that?
And allegedly another MP got dual citizenship with Dan Freedom, allegedly.
But both of them have gone on the record. They renounced those citizenships when they came to run for politics. So that's not even a debate anymore. We're clear on that. You know, but
until that renouncement, they had them.
We need our deputy prime minister to be more professional and take off the political coat.
Yeah, I need
when he's dealing with Bahamian people. I mean, it's just terrible and it's a shame.
I agree. We need to.
And you know what too? I don't understand
coat sometimes.
Why? Well, I do have a theory why they leave Mr. Chester Cooper out there to dry, and I'll talk about that in the 5 o'clock hour.
Thank you so much, caller. Talking Heads.
Talking Heads.
Talking Heads. Hi. We good, Mr. Producer? Hi. Now we got it. Talking Heads. Hi.
Hey, MJ Naughty. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up? Thank you.
You all ain't read the blitz yet? I can promise you, Rick Fox, tell the PLP on their run. I can promise you, tell them I ain't on your run. I ain't trying to get no nomination with y'all. I ain't interested in the PLP.
You think that's what it is?
Here's why. Ryan Pindup.
Please.
They moved mountains to try and get Ryan nominated when he was a U.S. citizen. Only until the Bahamian people came up and started making noise, they made him renounce his U.S. citizenship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can promise you, Rick Fox ain't on their run. That's why they did to them. That's why they talking to them.
Thank you so much, caller. It's a lot, though.
Let's get this other one in. Talking Heads.
Talking Heads. Hi.
Tell Rick Fox, Kay.
Okay.
Hey, you see, Dave? Hold on. Go ahead.
Mr. Dave, you are not welcome on this show, and from what I understand, on the other shows. So let's not do that today.
Dave, what happened to you, Dave?
Okay, let's not do that today.
Dave, you need attention, Dave? Let me give you some attention, Dave. I know, Dave, me and you, I know you a long time, Dave. Why you misbehaving, Dave? Why you acting like when we used to work the breezes and used to go torment the tourists and crack joke on them, and they used to make fun of your bad breath? They used to come back to us and entertain and say, Jesus, Dave is a nice guy.
Okay.
He'll pull the boards out, he'll get the towels, but his breath is stink. The only ones who really used to love Dave and his foolishness was the German tourists, who he used to rub the suntan oil all over their body, the Farfenugan. Get to the trapeze now, Dave, and rub me down, lotion me down. And that was the guys. So what I'm telling you is, Dave, know your role, shut your mouth, and go back under the bridge, you little cretin troll. Nobody is on your run. All right? And take the rest of your denied oxygen in the room, PLP trolls, and step up your game. When you call this show, you need to have intelligence, not brain damage. Bye, trolley.
You're listening to Talking Heads on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. We're going to take a break for the news, but on the other side, I had about 50, 60 text messages we got to get through. We'll try to get through as many of them. Plus, we have other things to talk about. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
No, some was told by Gino D. I grew up on Kid. I grew up on Ron. I grew up on I. Grew up on Elon Moxie. Really hope that you don't feel. Hope you don't feel cause I play R&B and thing. I don't need my ranking straight. I hope that y'all don't think I let it go. Hope you don't think 'cause I make rock music and think that I don't let TBS play.
Are you searching for something new? Something exciting? Your dream job in paradise? Well, look no further. Royal Beach Club Paradise Island is hiring. Join a dynamic group of passionate hospitality professionals, craft unforgettable moments, and thrive in a vibrant, welcoming atmosphere. Play your part in shaping the future of our team while growing your own career every day. Bring your energy, your passion, and your creativity to a workplace that's as dynamic and fun as you are. At Royal Beach Club Paradise Island, the opportunities don't just exist. They're limitless. So are you ready to find your perfect fit? Visit Royal Beach Club at paradiseisland.com/career today and step into a world of exciting possibilities.
The holidays are all about traditions, the lights, the laughter, and the food you can't wait to dig into. KFC Deluxe Sandwiches are the favorites that never miss a season. Bite into an extra large, juicy chicken filet with fresh lettuce, tomato, melty cheese, pickles, and creamy mayo, nestled on a buttery brioche bun. Make mealtime extra festive with the Festive Big Box for $15, featuring a KFC Deluxe Sandwich and our new coconut dessert biscuit. Classic flavor, festive feel with KFC's Deluxe Sandwiches. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Refined style with elegant taste, then Fine Threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist, then Fine Threads is your place. If you want to look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to be in a video, want to step out and look great, then Fine Threads is your place. Refined style with elegant taste, then Fine Threads is your place. Is your place, is your place.
This holiday season, give yourself the gift of a fresh start with a personal loan at Fidelity. You could win refreshing prizes like a luxurious spa day, John Boat gift certificates, a cruise for two, and more. Make that move to a fresh start today. Call 356-7764. Promotion ends December 19th.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
To tell us things they used to do. Tell us how they used to groove and think. Do the sounds of Rick and Script. They say our generation lost our roots and think. There's a part of me that wants to sing songs they grew up on and think. They Rick and Script gone and they try put it in our coffin. This thing give you that feeling, that feeling. Where Rick and Script gone, then we're going down with all them songs then. I still just want to jump around and sing songs by ancient man and think. Some of the greatest stories ever told was on a Rick and Scrape. No, some was told by Gino D. I grew up on Kid, I grew up on Ronnie, I grew up on I, grew up on Elon Moxie. Really hope that you don't feel, hope you don't feel 'cause I play R&B and think. I don't need my Rick and Scrape. I hope that y'all don't think I let it go. Hope you don't think 'cause I make rock music and think that I don't let TBS play, that I won't play no Smokey Double O. My old man will tell me how it used to be, how they would get jiggy and think to the sound of Rick and Scrape. Feel like my generation.
Well, we're back at you on the Tuesday, December 2nd edition of Talking Heads. Your boy Naughty along with MJ in your company right up until 6 p.m. Going over a little bit, and we'll talk sports toward the bottom of the hour. But we got a ton of texts to get to. We'll get to your calls in a second. And we got some more things to talk about. Really.
Let's run through some of the text messages. So this texter says the caller was told earlier that you cannot force people to vote or register to vote. So punishing people for not updating registration info has no legal basis and makes no sense in a democracy. He used the bank analogy as well and was told everybody does not go to the bank and no one forces you to open a bank account. His arguments are becoming increasingly strange post-Trump. Okay, so agreed. that you cannot punish people for, not registering to vote. That's a choice. That's an individual choice every citizen makes. But here's the thing. We're saying that 2,500 persons are missing, right? That use the word missing because I don't believe they disappeared. I believe that perhaps they're someplace else. What consequence does that have? Well, I may be interested in voting. Maybe I didn't get around to registering, or updating my registration. And I realized that it wouldn't be right for me to vote in XY constituency. Maybe some people don't care. They just vote where they're registered. But that may have consequences on our democracy down the line. So I'm waiting for more information from, the institutions that are in charge of this. We're waiting for some solutions in order to fix this apparent problem that our AG, DPM, and others are saying. Former Prime Minister, Mr. Ingram, also said that, maybe they needed to do a cleanup exercise. So let's see what happens. This texter says, oh boy, this is a lot. Okay. This one says, oh, naughty, what simulation we in? Must be Donkey Kong, where monkeys can't figure out how to run a functioning country that was gifted to them. Yeah, no.
I give you the Donkey Kong reference, so you went old school. I give you props on that.
This person says, this texter says, the PM and DPM should not talk about nationality because both of them are from down south. That's not true. Stop it. Y'all are so mischievous. That's not nice. This texter says, good afternoon, Naughty, and my favorite host, MJ. I'm working on the tarts. Yes. I hope you like fruitcake. I am in the kitchen. Well, keep in the kitchen. Keep baking. I love those.
I hope you're steeped in plenty rum.
I love those pineapple tarts. They were delicious, and thank you for them once again. This texter says, Naughty and MJ, the same way Bahamian fathers can automatically make their children Bahamians is the same way Ambassador Fox got his. Yes, and this is what I'm saying to Mr. Cooper. Plus, Mr. Thompson of the COI must disclose his interest. I don't think so. And this person also says, as for Chester Cooper, with these recent puppet antics, the Prophecy Church had taken the kingdom away. Okay. Boy, when y'all get mad, y'all get mad. This texter says, Naughty, I glad you speaking about the truth about Rick Fox beyond the headline show is up in arms. They should thank God for free speech in the airwaves. Why would they be up in arms? Why is this narrative being created around Rick Fox, a Bahamian? And why, and this is why I think no less than the Deputy Prime Minister speaking in this way was extremely irresponsible.
That show got inferiority complex written all over it.
Extremely irresponsible. And the little quip at the beginning, too, was interesting about, he serves at the pleasure of the Prime Minister. Well, what's going on there?
Wait a minute. Let's talk.
Mr. Cooper, is there something you want to tell us?
Let's talk ambassadorships real quick, though. Mr. Mitchell pops up and says, well, maybe he should free up. Oh, okay. But at the same time, that Mr. Bastian need to free his up and then explain to us the origin of Mr. Judy having an ambassadorship. Just break it down for us so we know, because I don't think Judy is a Bahamian name.
He may be a naturalized Bahamian.
And if I'm not mistaken, wasn't there an article recently, not too far back, with a member of the CCA being given temporary ambassadorships to negotiate a deal or something like that?
Special envoy. So many questions.
So why? So once they free them up, Fred, then Rick will free his up.
No, you think the person's in the highest office in our land would know something about something before they speak about it? Because their words carry more weight. I mean, that's just a fact. Their words carry more weight.
I want to say something to my friend, Mr. Chester Cooper. Chester, look around you. They're trying to take you out from the ankle. They got you looking bad with the whole Freeport Hotel situation. They send you out to make statements when Mr. Davis is out of the country, and then they come back to chop you again. You need to look around you. You are one of our brilliant, bright minds in this country. Stop letting them pull you off the reservation and putting you on missions to make you look not the same, because you are quite brilliant. And you need to look around. You got people coming at your flanks. If nobody else can tell you, I can tell you. All right? Look to one flank. You got Colby Davis coming that way. Look to the next flank. He ain't even in yet. And Sabas coming right at you. And you don't think Fred in the back there spinning the way he spin? Like Rumpelstiltskin? Trying to put chest up. Watch your back, Chester.
The lights are lit
Only
up.
your friends can tell you, Chester, watch your back. As a matter of fact, Chester, what you should do is free yourself out of it. pull a Renwood Wells and know when to jump ship at the right time, cross the floor, use an original love of them anyway. And we all know Minnis wasn't sensible enough to run you, and that's why Brave was waiting with the yellow shirt. Let's go. I could give you a starting five. He could bring you off the bench. I could play you as a starter. Now they trying to just play you. So be smart, Chester. Look around yourself.
Mr. Cooper is a brilliant man.
That's why I'm saying.
Hearing him make these kind of comments is so very disappointing. All right, callers, we have a bunch of texters, and I promise I'm going to get through as many of them, but the lines are lit up. Let's go to the phone lines. Talking Heads.
Talking Heads.
How you doing, Naughty?
Hey, what's happening?
Hi.
Yeah, man, listen good. They should be glad Bahamians coming back. That's why the Bahamians don't want to come back home, you know.
Yeah.
The same mess, the same thing that was going on with the Bahamian people, so they will let the Chinese, this other person come in here, let other Bahamian Chinese come to run for, I mean, so they're going to run.
You mean if Yao Ming would have come here? If Yao Ming would have come?
People. But, I mean, I don't understand Bahamian people, man. That's why they're catching hell now. We have someone who wants to come back. He been over there all the while, sitting down and see how bad what this country going through. And you can imagine these friends, I'm telling them, man, folks, you need to go back home, man. Because you need to fix your country. So he decided to come home. Let him. That's where he could bring more people could say, yeah, Rick Fox to come back home.
Yeah.
To fix his country.
Yeah,
let's come back home and deal, because we have a lot of brilliant people out there.
Yeah, we do.
All around the world who's Bahamian who could come back and do something for us, man.
Yeah. No, thank you so much, caller. Make a lot of sense. I mean, he's one of the heroes. His face, along with Sir Durwood Knowles, Mark Knowles, the Golden Knights, Golden Girls on the side of the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. But for political expediency, we break down one of our heroes because we're not sure where he's going to fall in the political divide. That's just nonsensical.
Let's go back to the phone lines. Talking Heads.
Yeah, good afternoon, Naughty and MJ. My two favorite couple, eh?
Hey,
good afternoon.
Yeah, but listen, the last call, I always like his contributions. He's one of the realest on the radio. But listen to me, man. He's so correct about many things, right? Whilst the clock goes tick, right? This mindless conversation about Rick. We know Rick have good intentions. I'm ecstatic that he's even into what he's into as it relates to the country in itself as a national issues, right? And I notice people paying attention to, I don't see the negativity. I see positivity from what he's feeding us. Right. And I'm saying that whilst the clock goes tick and they are distracting us, right? Mm-hmm. The singularity cometh, right? That's just one topic, existential threat, right? But also the fact that I listen to the Cressor. May God bless her, right? Mm-hmm. On twice on the show. And, if we can't believe the Cressor and other Bahamians who are telling you migrants are coming and they have passports and can't speak a word of English. Children in the schools can't speak English. So this highlights a problem whereby we know that they're being smuggled in because you can't just appear here and then learn English. So the fact that I listened to the Cressor, I'm not going to quote her verbatim, but she said that she was on a flight from somewhere and it's within the country and these three men came on the plane and they had their Bahamian passports. They could speak a word of English. So all of this BS from the relevant authorities about what is this and what is that. The thing I hate most, you listen to MJ, you know what I hate the most?
Hey.
People who think they're educated, think they can gaslight everybody, like they so intelligent and they so this or they so infallible. We need to cut the BS and the status quo narratives because these entities like national security, if that don't concern them, you see, the conversation about the 25 missing registered voters wouldn't have been even mentioned if it wasn't for somebody with substance like Mr. Ingram. And I'm glad Cleaver is unfortunate with this particular scenario. But it's all total BS. I tell you before, it's the government's duty to lie to the citizens to keep them passive or dismissive. And so who don't want to vote? I mean, for me, silent bring consent. I'm sick and tired of this BS, man. I don't know about y'all. Give thanks.
Good stuff, 52, so as always.
Talking Heads.
Yeah, good day.
Hi.
Good day to both of you. I was on a flight coming from Andros the other day, and there was a 15-seater plane, and on the plane, only me and the pilot could speak English.
What?
Only me and the pilot could speak English. The rest was foreigners.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you know for a fact that they couldn't speak English, or is it that they didn't speak English?
Yeah, we sitting on in the airport, and you had to wait on the plane, and they load up, and they're Haitian people, but any which way.
Right, but maybe they were just speaking in Creole.
No, sir. No. And I say in this to say this, I sit down on that plane, and everybody
was just like, I mean, everybody was just talking in Creole, and when we take off, one of them asked for the passport, and each one of these people had a Bahamian passport, and I just couldn't understand what's going on.
Oh boy! Yeah.
Why would we need a passport to go island hopping if you're a Bahamian?
Maybe that was their only form of identification. I honestly don't know, but here we go again with the passports in the plane. Thank you so much, caller.
Boy,
oh boy, this is why I wish we would get more information, more answers. Because when you don't, you create a vacuum, and people say what they see. Talking Heads.
We get to that one and say Talking Heads.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, good afternoon. We're good, thank you.
Hi, MJ.
Hi.
And the other person sitting in
Oh,
there.
wow.
Hey, hold on.
Oh,
Y'all
wow.
suckers listening. Y'all ain't want no track and field and none, so know your role and stay in your lane, okay?
Okay. We always win.
All right. How are you? You good? Okay, good. Wonderful.
A question. Chester Cooper, is he the Minister of Tourism?
He is, yes.
Okay. Wasn't he just in Canada trying to get the Canadian citizens to come to our country
He certainly
on
was.
their vacation?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep, he certainly was.
Is Rick's mom Canadian?
I think she's Canadian,
yes, she's
Italian.
Canadian by birth,
Oh,
Italian
okay,
Canadian,
maybe.
but I think Italian heritage and lineage, born in Canada, and then
Right.
obviously migrated to the
Right.
Bahamas
I
where
know.
she married
Yeah, I
Mr.
know.
Fox.
But I trying to figure out Chester's logic.
Yeah. It's
Canadian citizen, and you got your folks out here trying to bring Rick down?
Yeah.
Listen, to Rick Fox, dog don't bark at park cars, honey.
Thank you so
Good stuff as
Thank
always.
you so much,
Always
caller.
good to hear from you.
Let's run through some more of these texts because there are a lot of them. This texter says 2 things Rick Fox has done. 1, he brought joy to thousands of Bahamians representing the NBA as a Bahamian. 2, he's a Bahamian with a Bahamian passport and the son of Ulrich Fox, a Bahamian. We're going to talk about that because you could actually expound again on the history. This texter says, sorry, I wanted to ask the DPM, how do you define one of us? Very interesting question. I talked about the history of this country, the fact that Mr. Fox, his father was Bahamian, right? So when his father was born, he would have been a citizen of the UK colony, right? That was before our independence. And so when we went through independence, by virtue of him being a Bahamian, his father, at the time of independence, and his son naturally is a Bahamian as well. Now y'all don't like the laws. It benefits, it benefited a lot of people, but now y'all want to question whether he's one of us, and I think that's not good. Go ahead.
Let me break down.
Yeah, break it down.
How
Texas,
much-
we'll get to many more texts in just a moment.
Let me just break this down. How much of a Bahamian Rick Fox is, and how out of the box some of his accomplishments are as a Bahamian. All right? No, seriously. When you think about it, born like many of us to a Bahamian parent and a foreign parent, my dad is Spanish, my mother was Bahamian. Rick's dad was Bahamian, his mom is Canadian. As we know, many other people whose name I could call right now, who we've been to school with, who you thinking of right now, who you know. So if it's applicable and cool for them to be Bahamians, it's just as cool for Rick to be a Bahamian. But let me tell you how much of a charmed life and a Bahamian dream life Rick has lived. You got to look at it now. Start Bahamian parents, Bahamian dad, Canadian mom, shooting hoop, Johnson Road. Playing at QC in Kings Bay. Now, let me tell you, back in the day, we didn't have no QC in Kings Bay. Them didn't play in Hugh Campbell. That was reserved for all the teams coming from Freeport. and speaking of Hugh Campbell, Lord bless the dead, the family of the late Gladstone Moon McPhee.
Yeah.
I mentioned it briefly yesterday, but let me go on record and say what a
condolences.
tremendous loss to the country, to the basketball community, and to just Bahamians at large. A brilliant man, a wonderful, exemplary, visionary coach, and just a good old Bahamian person. He will be missed. My heartfelt condolences go out to his family, his friends, And Coach Yo, you got big shoes to fill, girl, but you're doing it.
Yep.
So I'd be remiss if I didn't say that. But back in the day, they didn't play Hugh Campbell. They didn't play big, like, public school schedules who were playing, like, maybe 15, 16 games. They maybe played 10, 12 games. So you got to take that. You played here in a very small scale of basketball. It might have been competitive. There might have been talent, but the amount of games played, very, very small. All right? Now, if you want me to know where Rick really started, it was Wee Wisdom Preschool. All right? Where Ryan Pinder, the AG, happened to be a classmate.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay?
Really now?
And I'll be honest with you, it escalated from there, but you got to think, small scale schedule here in the Bahamas to get recognized as talented enough for a high school in Indiana to recruit you. All they do in Indiana is farm, play basketball, rewind, repeat. Farm, play basketball, rewind, repeat. Stop on Sunday to go to church and then, worship over Larry Bird's rookie card for 20 minutes and then rewind, repeat, back to farming, back to basketball. They do nothing but basketball in Indiana. For him to go to an uber competitive state like Indiana with basketball and succeed to the highest level where he could turn down recruiting offers from the late Bobby Knight, a monumental, legendary coach, to go play for another one, Dean Smith in North Carolina, be around greats like Jordan, who came back and gave to the program, and James Worthy, and Sam Perkins, just to name a few, and worked hard enough in the ACC, one of the toughest conferences around, to get drafted in the first round by the Boston Celtics to replace who?
Larry Bird.
Legend in Indiana. Where did Ricky play high school?
Yep.
You see how this thing come in 360? And then playing at a high level in the NBA for Jerry West, one of the greatest GMs, to say, hold on, to heck with you being the face of the Boston Celtics. We want you to come here and be a role player in between this big 7-foot-something diesel by the name of Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
And trust me, you don't know him now, but this wonderkind prodigy, my God, Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
And Rick was their cooler. Rick got in between the two of them and made sure that the locker room was straight. And Rick was the enforcer for that team. He did the dirty work. He did the hard work. But 15 points and 10 rebounds a night and defense helped the Lakers win not one, not two, but 3 championships. And all of y'all hypocritical Bahamians making noise now, each, and I know you because I'm president of the Laker chapter here. Well, after Pearly. I am Chester Cooper, the Pearly Brave in that regard. All right? But everybody named Ma was Johnson for Rex. Oh, well, he's a Bahamian. Ricky for Bahamian. Y'all don't know. I used to see Rick Fox on the West Coast in L.A. because one of my best friends in the world is Stacey Augmon. UNLV, one of the greatest championship teams ever in college basketball. Played 16 years in the NBA. Plastic Man, one of the greatest defenders ever. And Rick used to be repping the Bahamas hard in L.A., doing acting classes, making cameos, and everywhere he went, from the Bahamas, Rick Fox. Or from the Lakers and the Bahamas, Rick Fox. So he's successful with the Lakers. And all the while, while doing all of that, how lucky can you be? You marry Miss America.
Yeah.
Dear God.
Yeah.
How much more blessed through hard work and taking the Bahamas to the world did Rick Fox? But wait, there's more. Then he retires. And he goes into movies. Multiple movies. TV series that I still ride for and don't round me for it.
Yeah, you still like
Oz
that
on
show.
HBO. One of the greatest ever. Recently in one of Spike Lee's movies. Playing a coach.
The reason why, he is the Bahamian dream. The reason why I was so kind of disappointed.
But 1 second, just let me end it.
Go ahead.
And in every stop on that destination, he pushed the Bahamas. NBA Network. All the vignettes they want him to do. Who did Rick do first? Buddy Hield, DeAndre Ayton, feature on Michael Thompson, Klay Thompson's Bahamian Connection. How much more do you push? You walk around pushing the Bahamas every day. You can't pay people to be a brand ambassador like that.
I think the thing that kind of threw me off with the DPM's comments, because it came from him, because it came from so high up, is the fact that, you know, this is not the way that you know, great nations should act. You shouldn't tear down our champions. You wouldn't see, you know, Jamaica doing this with Bolt. You wouldn't see the U.S. doing it with a plethora of stars. I mean, maybe Trump would, but let me put that on the side. The thing about these persons, and we have, great Bahamians aren't limited to global fame. We have a lot of really accomplished Bahamians here at home. We have a lot of really valuable Bahamians who may not be known, who may make small contributions that yield big results right here at home. But the point of it is, when you have someone like a Rick Fox who does all of the things that Naughty just described, he represents the expansion of the imagination of a Bahamian child and Bahamians at large. Now we have the Buddy Heels. Now we have the VJs. You know what made that possible in their mind? Persons like Michael Thompson and Rick Fox. They hold up a mirror of possibility to Bahamians. I could promise you right now, my son plays, my youngest plays baseball. You could go down to Freedom Farm. You could go down to JBLN. You could go down to Max D, ILE, to what's the other?
Freedom Farm, JBLN, Max D, ILE. Reloaded.
You could go down to Reloaded.
Shout out to Bishop.
And you could ask those young Bahamian boys and girls, you think you're going to make it to the major leagues one day? And I promise you, more of them than not have that idea in their head that, yes, I can do it. I can make it because of persons like Jazz Chisholm and Todd and Lucius and all of the other Bahamians that did it before them. When Bahamians do things that, especially globally, that we didn't imagine possible, they expand our imagination. They tell us, yes, you can do this. And they make those possibilities real. I get you hating on someone for their politics, but tearing down Bahamians that have contributed in this way to the country, I think is absolutely ludicrous. And I hope that our politicians are a little bit more responsible in their rhetoric surrounding Mr. Fox, that they don't, you know, try to diminish the accomplishments that he made because it's politically expedient.
Before we get to the call, I just need to make a correction.
Sure.
Corporate and legal has just chimed in.
Sure.
And I want to thank corporate and legal, because normally they do good things.
Oh, we love corporate and legal.
All right.
Did
I
you-
just
Yes.
want to say that
Yes.
corporate has informed me that sadly it was Gladstone Moon McPhee's twin. All right?
Oh.
Sydney McPhee.
Oh, okay.
So my thoughts and prayers
Still
continue to go out
condolences.
to the family.
Still
Coach Moon,
condolences.
I'm glad to know you're still with us. Sorry for the loss of your brother. And now
Yeah,
that I
that's a
know
blow.
you're still with us, I would be reaching out because I want to talk to you on a Sunday, man. I want to talk some sports with you.
That'd be a great show, right?
But my thoughts and my prayers go out to the family. Our thoughts and prayers, me and MJ and our family. And Coach Joe, still keep giving them heck and doing a great job
She's
that you're doing.
so amazing. Like, I
she
just
reminds
love
me
her.
of my Auntie Kate. Small axe chopped down big tree.
She's so amazing.
Do you see her walk out with all these 7-footers around her? And she's putting them in. I love it.
Oh, this texter says, excellent talk show, noting MJ, the Bahamian people love Mr. Rick Fox at home and abroad. He has done very well in representing the Bahamas on the world stage, and he would be an excellent person in government. Best wishes, Brother Rick Silla from Grand Bahama. This texter says, good day, Milo Butler. Highway has absolutely no lights. This is dangerous. My daughter traversed that highway most nights to and from UB. Can we get some lights on this highway, please? Please, powers that be, we have some lighting issues around New Providence. That highway in particular is very dark. We were out there the other night. It's terrible. Please get that Milo Butler highway lit up and some of the other ones as well. This person says, Bahamians, we must get rid of this PLP government in the upcoming general elections. Persons like, and I'm not calling their names, another diehard PLPs must be taught a political lesson for being silly and biased. Remember, it's country first. Thank you very much, texter. This texter says, okay, yeah, we're not talking about him. He's not going to be allowed on this show, and from what I understand, many other shows, because that's just, you know, ignorant commentary he's trying to offer. on
Dodo
these shows.
Dave.
This person says, our country is functioning at this moment. Yes, we have problems. We have had that with every single government for decades. If Bahamians change this government just to run in the other direction, that would be a crime and crying shame. PLP and COI are now throwing jeers at Rick. I wonder why. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Talking Heads.
MJ Naughty, good afternoon.
Hey, Jeff. Hi.
Just tuning into this show. I've been listening now for the past 10, 15 minutes, and it's really incredible that the focus is still on Rick Fox.
Yeah.
I heard the slight and small commentary that Dave would have offered, and I'm going to say this much: the heroes to a lot of these sycophants happen to be these parliamentarians and these politicians sitting in our house who has yet to do anything really for the average Bahamian in this country. Rick Fox is not just someone known nationally, but he's an international figure that can perhaps bring in international people in this country to actually bring other investments that we so desperately need, but not just desperately need here in the country, but with some accountability and transparency, which I can say that current administration, including even one or two of the past ones, failed to exercise. To throw a Bahamian under the bus, it's kind of ludicrous and ironic at the same time. When it suits their narrative or their need, they would speak highly and favorably for persons that's benefiting their political aspirations. But when it comes down to other persons who do not want to fit in that mold or fit in their paradigm, then they seem to have a problem.
Yeah.
This country is in dire need for nationalists and patriots.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, I am not pleased with the current set of so-called leaders we have in this country who spew rhetoric, spew division, but have yet to unify the Bahamian people across the political divide. When we decide to do that, then yes, we will have a better Bahamas. But for now, it is not impressive at all. We are at odds in my closing remarks, and until we get rid of some of these people that is actually doing it to we the Bahamian people, then we will continue to get the just rewards that we get now. That's all I'm going to say on this. I am sad.
Thank you
for the way my country is being run today.
Thank you
Taking my call.
so much, Jeff. And I
Good
think
stuff, Jeff.
he made a good point. It's not about Rick Fox specifically. It's just about this idea about the way we go about our business in politics. And, politics, it ain't beanbags. So you're going to have some shots, some rough shots. But the point of it is sometimes we depend on our institutions to act better, to be better, And I know that it's political silly season, as we like to call it, but sometimes I expect better. We don't always get it, but we expect better.
I trying to keep a straight face. I would do taxes. How you can get a man an ambassadorship and don't know if he's payment? It's really beyond me, man. Wouldn't that be one of the criteria? Like, okay, you were born here, right? Or you are being. Can I see your passport?
Sometimes
just for formalities.
Sometimes a no comment works as well, Sometimes a no comment, or I don't have a comment on that at this time. What they say in the House, not prepared to answer.
Can I do my impersonation?
Do your impression.
Madam Speaker, at this time, the member is not prepared to answer the question at this time. I have to catch a flight.
Oh.
Yeah, we got lots to talk about. Let's get to this break.
Plenty Texas, yeah.
We'll get some more texting on the flip side of the break. And I want to touch on the asylum act.
The asylum bill, the migrant asylum bill that they're going to be dealing with tomorrow. Yeah, I think it needs a little bit of work, just a little bit of work.
Listen out, Bahamas. I dug in the crate for you now. Like Kennesaw say, ring the alarm. If you see smoke, there's usually fire. And if there's things that are alarming you, whether it's the cost of living, the cost of BPL, immigration, crime, housing, so on and so forth, ring the alarm. All right? And ring it for every Bahamian to hear. Wake up, your brothers and sisters. Bahamians, wake up. The alarm ringing.
Whoa, hey, ring the alarm. And now the sound is dying. Whoa, hey. Tato, we beat them all in a row. Donkey want water, but you hold him Joe.
MJ, you know what I just thought? Bring it down for a second. I gotta share this. If Rick Fox used to tell Phil Jackson about his behind in the locker room, who's Phil Davis?
We're going to break now. We'll be right back with Talking Heads on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM.
Four big sound in a one big lawn. The dance sound play the other three keep.
Craving something bold, fresh, and unforgettable? Tropical Gyros is your flavor-packed escape, a Carib-Greek fusion born right here in Nassau. From juicy grilled salmon, chicken, and pork gyros to loaded bowls, fresh salads, wings, and more, there's something for every craving. Find Tropical Gyros at any of their locations, JFK Plaza, Rosetta Street, Port Lucaya Freeport, or their franchise spots on Prince Charles Drive, Soldier Road West, Delaport, and Carmichael Road. Tropical Gyros, not just good food, it's an experience.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances, so come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
The wait is over. The all-electric Geely Radara pickup is back at Easy Car Sales. Choose from 5 all-new 2026 models, complete with dual cab comfort, impressive cargo space, great towing ability, and tech features straight from the future. The perfect pickup for both work and play is 100% electric elegance, complete with factory warranty. Arrange a test drive before December 8th for a chance to win an Everything Christmas box. Visit easy242.com or call 461-0100 to get started.
Tis the season to crunch and be merry with KFC's festive feast. Gather around the table, the laughter, and the people you love most with KFC flavor that makes every moment brighter. So whether you're here for original memes or spicy moments, gather around for the memories that truly matter. Share 8 juicy pieces of your favorite KFC chicken with 4 buttery biscuits and make it extra festive with your favorite sides. Make moments full of flavor, not dish duty. KFC, it's finger licking good.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Hey, ring the alarm. Hey, whoa. Ring the alarm. Another sound is dying. Whoa. Hey, ring the alarm. Another sound is dying. Whoa. Hey, some sound like a big jump on. Listen to sound, it's a champion. Rock the dance in any session. Rock up the woman, now rock up the man. Ring the alarm, another sound is dying. Whoa, hey, ring the alarm, another sound is dying. Whoa, hey.
We're back at you on the Tuesday, December 2nd edition of Talking Heads. Your boy Naughty along with MJ. Right up until 6 p.m. In your company, right up until 6. What is a hot one, boy? A hot one.
So many texts. I don't know if I'm going to get through all of these. Let me attempt to get some more in here before we kind of pivot a little bit. This texter says, okay, yes, I saw that one. Oh, I'm surprised that Rick is being outcast. Let's get to the bottom of the 63 Chinese at Hilton, with only 3 having passports, and subsequent dismissal of the lady at immigration. The whistleblower, that is. This should be a job for Minister of Foreign Affairs and Security. This texter says, did they treat Sidney Poitier the way they are treating Rick Fox? This texter says, okay, I can't read that, but thank you very much, texter. This texter says, Naughty DPM is just another hater, disappointed in him. I don't know if it's hating or if it's just...
I think people are disappointed because he's been positioned by this administration to, in lack of a better word, like take the fall for this administration plenty times, which he sometimes deservedly so, sometimes undeservedly so, but he's a lot more brilliant than he's being played out to be right now.
His comments are usually more sensible. I mean, I expect this from, certain people. I don't expect it.
You want me to be
from
honest
the
with you?
GPM.
I think he's trying to dumb it down to play team ball. I think he's too smart for the team he's playing on, and I think that's part of the problem with certain team members on his team.
This person says, MJ, didn't PM Christie appoint Rick as an ambassador first? Why doesn't Chester know this? I know he has been appointed by this administration, so yeah, you should kind of know. This texter says, LED solar street lights are $40 on Amazon. Put them up, please. Yeah, we need to get these lights. I don't want to see more accidents. This Christmas, people could be rushing around, and the roads are already busy. We can see that. Let's get these lights working. This texter says, hi, Naughty and MJ. Where are our religious leaders who are sitting by and watching the politicians divide and destroying our country? How many of them are compromised by this government? I guess they are probably serving 2 masters.
Boy.
This Texas says, naughty did they knew Rick Fox were not a Bahamian if they didn't know why they gave him ambassador. Was Fred trying, I don't know, why is he so hard on Rick? The ironic thing is you expect diplomats to handle things diplomatically. So if there is something that Rick is doing or saying that they're uncomfortable with, the diplomat's first tool is like to have that one-on-one conversation, right? Pick up the phones and an email, something. But to try to litigate this in the press, I find that to be a little bit disturbing as well. And we can definitely do better. All right, let's pivot a little bit. Texters, I see all of your texts. We'll get to more of them. But we're talking about, and several people sent me this today. I don't know why. They're talking about this migrant asylum bill that's going to be debated. Is it going to be debated tomorrow, tabled? One of the many MPs listening, please let me know whether or not. So I guess the section that a lot of Bahamians are having a bit of difficulty with is Section 11 in the bill that talks about migrants cannot be prosecuted for illegal entry, illegal stay, possession of fraudulent documents, as long as these were direct consequences of smuggling. And I got to tell you, this does align with the United Nations standards, and it probably surprises the general public. But I think that there does need to be a balance, and there can be a balance in Section 11, because I'm sure that's the part that a lot of Bahamians are going to focus on over the next couple of days. Now, as far as international standards go, the UN Smuggling of Migrants Protocol, which is Article 5, it's actually a protocol against the smuggling of migrants by land, sea, and air. And it states, quote, migrants shall not become liable to criminal prosecution under this protocol for the fact of having been the object of conduct set forth in Article 6. So in plain English, that basically means that you criminalize the smugglers, you do not criminalize migrants for being smuggled under your anti-smuggling laws. I got a chance to look at this a little bit today at the language of the laws of the other countries that are parties to the protocol. And I must say that our laws do go a little bit further. The United States is a protocol state, but their domestic practice is a lot more hardline than what our Section 11 contemplates, U.S. law criminalizes smuggling, transporting, harboring, and encouraging unauthorized migrants, but it also continues to criminalize illegal entry by migrants themselves, right? That's a misdemeanor. And so the thing that is the question is, if you just do a blanket immunity for migrants, and let's just separate this a little bit, because when you have children involved in this, I think we all agree unequivocally that children should not be criminalized. They should not be prosecuted. They have to be protected, right? Like that goes without saying. We can't consider them parties to the smuggling in any way, shape, or form. So children are definitely off limits, and they should get all of the full protections that this law could actually give them. But there is a question about this blanket immunity and whether or not it would be smarter to offer immunity based on cooperation. Because you will have some adults that would have been party that may have paid to be smuggled. And in those cases, I mean, there must be some sort of accountability. We are a very charitable nation, and I think we should continue to be a charitable nation, but we can't be a gullible nation, right? Like, we can't have this situation where you almost encourage people to want to come here because they know that they have this blanket immunity.
Rob, a problem. I just need to play. You got that clip, Mr. Producer? All right, well, when you got it, let me know. All right, he's pulling it up right now, but obviously, but maybe I could do it this way. I want you to listen to this right here.
For too long, the Bahamas has been left to carry the weight of Haiti's crisis. It is not fair to us as Bahamians. As I've said before, our country has been through a lot. We have very serious challenges and limited resources with which to face these challenges. We are a compassionate people, but we cannot take on burdens that are not ours.
Okay, so then why, after making that statement a couple of weeks ago, Mr. Prime Minister, Now, all of a sudden, on December, we trying to slide this asylum bill.
I don't think, well, no, the migrant smuggling bill, so,
correct.
which is different because they separated it. I believe they separated it. But I think we could, what this bill does is it kind of provides unconditional immunity to any person considered a smuggled
immunity
migrant
from prosecution of smuggled migrants.
regardless of their age, child or adult, whether they willingly pay the smuggler, which could be problematic, whether they destroyed their documents, which could be problematic, whether they repeatedly crossed illegally, problematic, whether they lied to authorities, problematic, whether they helped coordinate their own journey, problematic, and, whether the victimhood is genuine or whether it's opportunistic.
And here's 3 points to jump out at me off this immunity from prosecution of smuggled migrants. Section A, without prejudice to the applicability of any other law establishing criminal an offense, a smuggled migrant shall not be liable to criminal prosecution under this act in respect of A, illegal entry into the receiving country or transit country, remaining illegally in the receiving country or transit country, or for C, possessing a fraudulent travel or identity document. So basically, that's allowing people to show up unannounced, undocumented, overstay, can't take them, send them back home, and if you get Bahamian documentation, how you got them by hook or by crook, that's all good too. Really?
They talked about prosecution under that act, and so this doesn't preclude prosecution under the Immigration Act, the Penal Code, Customs Management Act, or other criminal laws. But the problem or what could be a point of contention is often in countries that have enacted this particular act, the main instrument for border-related offenses becomes the Smuggling Act. So in effect, it kind of offers substantial immunity for adults who may be complicit. I think, like I said, we do want to never lose our humanity as Bahamians because we do have it and we shouldn't give it up just because other people choose to break our laws, but we cannot be a gullible nation. I think that blanket immunity is not the correct step. We have gone farther in this particular section than other countries that are signed on to the protocols. And I think that we should have a system where we get some cooperation, and we do full investigation to find out whether or not these persons were, whether their hands were clean in the smuggling and in the trafficking, because otherwise you kind of create a kind of incentive. This is what the United States had a problem with. You don't want to create an incentive for people to be smuggled in here because they know they're coming in under the banner of a smuggled migrant and they get all of this immunity. So you could have unintended consequences. I'm going to listen to them in Parliament tomorrow and hear how they kind of debate it. I'm hoping that people dig into this section a little bit, see if we can't make some amendments and do things just a little bit differently.
Let's get to these other texts. That bill seems to replicate Haiti's bill, a bill to protect the Haitian. All right, work on that typing there. So you missed the alpha word, but I figured it out.
There are 130 plus countries, I think, that are protocol nations. So we're working hand in hand with a lot of our neighbors and allies. But like I said, we must admit that Section 11 goes a lot farther than some of these other countries. The United States does not have that on their books.
Good afternoon, Naughty and MJ. Please let Rick represent us politically. This is the kind of change we need now. He is a son of the soil.
Yeah, I hate when we tear, each other down just to score political. Now, when you get in the fray and you're fighting politically, yeah, put your gloves on. It's going to be a fight. But I think that questioning someone's Bahamianness, questioning whether they're one of us, I think that is beyond the pale. Yeah. And that should not be, where this whole debate goes.
And another thing, too, what Mr. Mitchell should be questioning instead of Mr. Fox's allegiance is that contract down there at Ministry of Foreign Affairs that ballooned from $450,000 with mold remediation to 1.6.7.
Yeah,
how to mathing on that?
It was an emergency, mind you. If you look at the timeline, I think they negotiated over like 6 weeks to 2 months, but it was an emergency. Very interesting. Let's go to the phone lines. Talking Heads.
Hello.
Hi.
Good night. I appreciate you guys. Good night to the listening audience and everybody. I appreciate you guys being kind of sensitive to the poor people in this, man, as it comes to talking on a cell phone, calling on a cell phone. I appreciate the time because to this call.
You ain't gonna round me no more for that. I promise you that.
Yeah, because I need to know where you time so I could get a couple of minutes. One of these days.
Right.
But watch out. I tell you no lie, and I could almost be called or be described as a chauvinistic, right? But I tell you no lie. This young lady on the phone, right? I would even vote for her to be prime minister, to be honest with you. And naughty you, deputy prime minister.
Oh,
If my wife could be prime minister, I could take Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, man, or agriculture or something like that. Let me legalize
No, I
something.
want you at foreign affairs or.
Not after Fred. Not after Fred. We got to let that stench clean out a little bit, man. Somewhere else.
You can have them questioning our behavior tomorrow.
Yeah, man. But I appreciate your sentiments, man. I'm glad you enjoy the show.
Yeah, for real. I enjoy the show. Y'all keep up the good work.
Which area are you calling us from, man?
Which area?
Yeah.
I'm calling from, actually, I just pulled up in Pinewood in the south.
Good
All right,
stuff.
so that's where you live?
I'm a Nasubian, grew up in Freeport.
Oh, wow.
Spent plenty of time in the U.S. And
Okay.
now I am forced to be in Nassau working because,
Well,
the
you are
economy is bad in Freeport.
you are our official South Beach Pinewood talking head. So when you chime in, you just let them know who it is. We'll make sure you
Pinewood.
get right. You want a cell phone, and we'll get you right in. All
Shouts
right.
out to you, Pinewood. I'm from Freeport as
Say
well.
no more.
Thank you so
Bless
much.
up, man. Let me get to this text. Meanwhile, Naughty and MJ, there's no lights on the government roads. Cronies and foreigners getting millions to fix ACs, pave roads that have craters, and to buy votes. And the PM is eating with yours King Charles right now. Also, they worship
His Majesty.
And you hang and read the last part.
Yeah, so the lights definitely need to be fixed. I don't like how many, we're getting a lot of texts, and that's because it's a problem. Like, we need to fix these lights.
Let me get these couple texts, and then we'll get to this call before we wrap. This bill is like putting the nail in the coffin. Everyone can come over and overrun us. Naughty, if Rick goes PRP, will always be behaving. If Rick goes PRP, he was always behaving. That's what Fred will say. But you know how Fred goes.
But in fairness, it was not the Minister of Foreign Affairs that questioned.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't. It was surprisingly the Deputy Prime Minister.
He just wanted him to resign the ambassadorship. And then if he does that, then Sabas needs to resign.
But ironically, he's never said those words out of his mouth. That should be a conversation with him and the Prime Minister if he feels that way. Mm-hmm. Everybody jumping up, talking out of the sides of their necks. Okay.
All right, let me get these other couple in. Caller, I see we getting to you right now before the wrap. Hi, Naughty and MJ. Why all of these educated Haitians around the world would not go back home and fix Haiti? The other poor ones want to take over the country, and it appears to be aiding and abetting them, including some of our politicians.
Yeah, I mean, poverty is not a crime. It's, a state of affairs that we have to deal with all over the world, right? But my thing is that here in this country, and that's why I said I'm going to be watching our policymakers tomorrow when they're in the House debating this particular bill, because it is overly generous than other countries. And I think even Canada, you like to talk about Canada, doesn't go as far as this one. And I'm not understanding why we need to go this far. And I'm sure they're going to say, oh, well, we could do immigration. Most countries that have enacted this use this as the primary tool. So in effect, it could have that effect of giving them blanket immunity. Why isn't it formulated in such a way? Because the logic behind it is if you give them, immunity, it's because we're really trying to get after the networks. But you should ask for cooperation, because you and I we're not gullible, okay? We know that, yes, when it comes to children, totally blameless. But some of these adults do have a hand in being smuggled to these places. Some of them do destroy documentation upon being captured or arrested, and that creates a problem for us. We don't know where to send them back. They are stateless now. So let's not be gullible. Let's be smart people about our borders. Let's not lose our humanity, but let's not be dumb about this.
Good afternoon, Naughty and MJ. All of Haiti is not bad. We need to send these Haitians to the other part, the good part of Haiti. We also need to urgently stop all work permits and making persons Bahamians for the next 10 to 15 years.
I said it last week. I don't know exactly what's happening, but I know that Bahamians have a lot of anxiety around what's happening. And as our government continues not to say anything, speak on it, give us stats, give us data, give us numbers, then it's only going to continue to balloon. Nobody wants to, and it's not just the Haitian people. We have other nationalities in this country that Bahamians are concerned about, the numbers. But without information, all you're going to get is a bunch of speculation, and I don't think it's helpful.
Let's get to this phone call right here. Talking Heads.
Good afternoon. A pleasant good afternoon to both of you.
Hi,
Thank you. How are you?
The Honorable Naughty.
Thank you, ma'am. How are you?
And the Honorable MJ.
Thanks so much.
You're doing such a wonderful job. I'll continue to listen. I'm enjoying it. Thank you
so much.
Thank you so much. And you have a great day. Let's all keep advocating for the lights because we need lights. This texter says, Naughty, the PLP is like the Democrat Party in the U.S. with this smugglers bill. Plus, Naughty, you sound like a Bahamian Donald Trump. We may have to revoke your progressive leftist card. You have become a conservative. Oh, my.
Now,
I don't think y'all ever listen to him talk. He is not a conservative. He is not a conservative.
You want me to do my Donald Trump impersonation for you, Dexter? You want me to do my Donald?
Lord.
Are you stupid? Are you crazy? What kind of person are you? Okay. What are you talking about? That is pretty below the belt right there. You're a bad person.
Bigly, yeah.
And you should not. I'm going to tell Mr. Producer not to let you text my show ever again. And then I'm going to have immigration remove you.
Are you done?
Now I'm going for a Big Mac.
And a Coke. All right. I think we're out of time. We're getting a little signal now. Anything else you want to add to the conversation?
I love you. Great show. How about that?
And yeah, and I want to encourage everybody, just watch them tomorrow if you have concerns about it, because maybe some of the questions we have will be answered. They will be in the house tomorrow. So let's see what they talk about. Let's see what they do. And yeah, don't ever be fearful of letting your voice be heard.
And for MJ, this Naughty, we'll see you tomorrow right here on Talking Heads.
Used to do. That's how they used to groove and ding. Do the sound of Rick and script. They say our generation lost our roots and thing. There's a part of me that wants to sing. Song they grew up on and thing. They Rickets keep going and they try put it in our coffin. This thing give you that feeling.
Transform your home for less at Kelly's House and Homes Holiday Paint Sale now through Wednesday, December 24th. Enjoy 25% off house and spray paints plus 20% off paint supplies, except on net items. Our wide selection of paint colors is the perfect way to bring holiday cheer to your home. You'll also find the best selection of brushes, rollers, pans, glue, ladders, paint thinner, and more. So catch the holiday spirit and paint up for Christmas at Kelly's House and Homes Holiday Paint Sale, going on now through December 24th.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Print Masters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Flame Grill tastes better. Head to Burger King Nassau. You'll see our legendary Whopper with cheese is made with 100% flame grilled beef for that juicy and smoky barbecue flavor you love. Topped with fresh ingredients and nestled in an even fluffier bun. And right now, enjoy BK's Whopper with cheese combo with fries and a drink for just $9, including that. The King gives more food and more flavor for an unbeatable price. Taste the flame grill difference